Hi everyone, you're at home with Melissa, and right now I have the camera actually propped in amongst some wire that surrounds a blueberry bush. Now what I did was I took 8-foot tall poles and surrounded my blueberry bush, and the whole idea was to keep birds from eating my blueberries. Well, it kept the larger birds out. The smaller ones just went in through the chicken wire and ate my blueberries. So I'm removing this because it also hampered my ability to get to them myself, and I need the 8-foot tall poles for our Three Sisters patch, which we'll talk about more when I finally get to it. It's been something I've been wanting to do for at least a week and just haven't been able to. So we're starting it today by removing the chicken wire from the blueberries. We'll weed that out. I'm going to put the 8-foot tall poles around where I'm working, where the patch is going to go for the Three Sisters bed. And I thought this might be a helpful hint for you guys. For some of you, basically you need sun protection of some kind when you're out working. Otherwise you risk developing different kinds of skin cancer and things. So what I intend to do is to place the 8-foot tall poles around my work area. That will give me enough height to be able to work a shovel or to do whatever I need to do. And that's also going to, and then I'm going to take them and spread them out to the width of a big tarp. I'm going to hang the tarp at the top of the poles. The poles will then become a shaded work area for me, a semi-shaded work area, and it will also provide a border, like a grid work. You know how when archaeologists work a site, they work it on a grid, or basically anytime you have a big job to do, breaking it down in a grid and working one section at a time is a great way to have a border to anything you're doing on a given day, to realize what you've worked and what you haven't so far, as opposed to going and picking little things and not really seeing the kind of progress you'd like. So what I'm going to do, my intentions anyway, hoping to be able to, is to make a grid work using the tarp as my guide, because I'll put the tarp over my work area. That'll give me the shade I need, so I don't need to overdress. I don't need to worry about lathering on different sun protectants. I'll just rub mint on myself to help to dissuade ticks from getting to me, and I'll work the area beneath the tarp. The first area, like I said, is going to be our Three Sisters patch, and we'll talk about that more later. And then once I'm done with that patch of earth, I'll just move the tarp to the next patch of earth, and you'll be very, very able to see what's been worked and what hasn't, when instead of just doing certain things here and there and probably missing a lot, we're doing what needs to be done, everything that needs to be done within that patch, and then moving on to the next patch. And I think that that'll also be helpful to me as time goes on with certain physical things that I have coming up, medical things. And so for those of you who were only interested in the tip, you can stop watching now. Those of you who want to hear what's going on with the medical things, just keep listening. I'm going to make it as quick as possible. You might know I need to have spinal surgery. They want to remove 3 vertebrae from my spine and put in rods and pins. Both of my knees are also completely destroyed due to previous injuries, and they're so bad that I was told by the doctors that we don't need to jump through the hoops that the insurance companies want you to jump through in order to have knee surgery. Now for me, however, my BMI, that's your body mass index, it's too high, and basically that means I'm obese. Obesity, which I'm sure you could tell without having to do any facts or figures just by looking at me, but obesity, when it comes to surgeries, it can make for some difficulties for the surgeon in performing the surgery itself, and it can also lead to certain kinds of problems and difficulties during the recovery phase from surgery. Therefore, in order to do the knee surgery, I'm required to lose 50 pounds before the surgery can go ahead. So I'm going to do that as quickly as possible. I was told about probably 10 years ago, I put on the bulk of my weight very, very quickly, and you know, it wasn't too far after I had put on a lot of what I've put on that my primary care physician told me that due to having put it on so quickly, I have an awful lot of scarring on my abdomen and in the form of stretch marks. And when I lose the weight, even, hello, I didn't realize we had a wire in front of me. Hi. But even if I lose the weight really slowly and do a lot of walking, walking being the activity that is most beneficial, excuse me, the wind blows over, that's most beneficial in helping someone to have their skin tighten as they're losing weight. No matter how slowly I lose the weight or how much walking I do, that skin's not going to tighten. So being that I have to lose 50 pounds in order to qualify for the knee surgery, I need to take it off as quickly as possible. So I'm going to be working on that by tweaking a few things. I think that with my weight being as high as it is, that the tweaking might be enough to just drop the weight really quick. If I don't see the results quickly, I'll tweak it some more. But if you see me out here becoming thinner and thinner quickly, it's not cancer, it's due to taking the effort. I might as well, I'm not sure, I haven't decided for sure, but I might also do some videos on what I'm doing to lose the weight and what the progress is, you know, just basically going through it as another project. For those of you who are interested in that, I might not, I haven't decided yet. So the day after tomorrow, I meet with the spinal surgeon as well, and like the knee surgeon, the spinal surgeon said that my damage to my spine is so severe that I don't need to go through any more. But with that, I've already gone through a lot of various treatments, basically just about anything you could. I didn't want spinal surgery, and so I was trying to avoid it, and we've run out of other things, so there's nothing really left to try. And so after trying physical therapy, which only provided a tiny bit of temporary relief from some of the pain and didn't help with any of the other physical limitations, I called the surgeon and I said, okay, this isn't working, let's go ahead with the surgery. And so I meet with the surgeon himself the day after tomorrow. I don't know if the spinal surgeon is going to also tell me that I need to lose an amount of weight for the spinal surgery. If so, hopefully it's not more than the 50 pounds I've already been told I have to lose. And if they can go ahead with it, it means that I'm going to be really limited following the surgery. I know a friend of mine had to have rods and pins put in his spine, and I don't really know how many bones they removed on him. I think it was 2, but I'm not sure. Hopefully, though, I'll have the same limitations placed on me for recovery as he did, or maybe not even as much. No, that's too much to hope for. But hopefully, everything will go well, and I'll find myself having at least, you know, the kind of successful recovery period he's had. He was only allowed at first to lift 4 pounds, and 4 pounds is next to nothing. If that's my limitation, that means there's not going to be a whole lot I can do, but I will do as much as I can, and I'll try to keep producing videos for you guys, hopefully that provide some helpful tips and things like that. And I want to get that done as quickly as possible as well. In spite of the fact that I'd like the time to do what I want to do out here, I'm finding that there's really hardly anything I can do. And so putting off the surgery until fall, say after the growing period, there doesn't seem to be a lot of reason for that, because I'm just not able to do the things I'd like to do between now and fall. I am trying to do as much as I can, though. So if that's the case, that I get the surgery quickly, at first I'll only be able to lift 4 pounds, and it took him 10 months to go through the recovery period following the surgery. So we'll see how that goes. I'll be talking to the surgeon on Monday. I'll let you know probably what's happened with that. The knee surgery, as I said, it's a go as soon as I lose the weight. So we're going to be working on that as well. I hope that you enjoyed the tip that I gave for helping to map out a large area that you want to work, as well as providing you some protection from the sun. Hope that helped you, and I hope you join me for the next video, where plans are that we will be talking about the Three Sisters Garden. Okay, thanks a lot for joining me for this one, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.